Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the vendors and Stockdale and Lego, my name is Andy Reid and I would like to welcome you all to this auction here today. It's absolutely wonderful to see you out here on this brisk afternoon, but for one of you, your day is about to get that little bit warmer with the purchase of this magnificent opportunity right here at 42 Waterbury Street in Cranbourne. I'll start things off by going through the contract of sale and the Section 32 statement. Now, these have been on display for the past half an hour or so I won't go through the whole thing with you, but I will select the most important parts for your attention. First things first, under an auction contract, the 3-day cooling off period does not apply. And what we're looking for today, ladies and gents, is an unconditional contract of sale with 10% deposit upon the signing of the contract and the balance in 60 days. Now, there are a number of special conditions contained within the contract, and I don't wish to bore you with them all, ladies and gents. However, there are some that I do need to point out to you by law, so please bear with me. So I must advise you that today's auction will be conducted in accordance with Schedule 1 of the Sale of Land Regulations 2014 and any other special conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction will permit the making of vendor bids on behalf of the vendors and prohibits the making of vendor bids by anybody other than myself. I will simply say vendor bid when I make a bid on behalf of the vendors, and then I will indicate bidders upon your request. A person cannot falsely claim or acknowledge that he or she made a bid, and the Code of Conduct prohibits a person from hindering bidding or causing a major disruption to the auction. Now, there are substantial penalties if anyone does engage in prohibited conduct, ladies and gents, but you all look like a friendly bunch, so I'm sure we'll get along absolutely fine. So as the auctioneer, I may make one-off bids on behalf of the vendor, and I may refuse any bid. I may determine the amounts by which the bidding may be advanced, and I may withdraw the property from sale at any time. I may refer the bid to a vendor before the conclusion of the auction, and in the event of a dispute, I may resubmit the property for sale again at the last undisputed bid, or indeed start the bidding over. The auctioneer must not accept any bid or offer for the property that is being made after the property has been knocked down, unless the vendor or successful bidder refuses to sign the contract following the auction. If a reserve price has been set for the property and the property is passed in below that reserve price, the vendor will first negotiate with the highest bidder. Ladies and gents, this should not concern you though. We have extremely motivated vendors and a vacant property ready to move into. Therefore, it is my intention to not need to announce when we're on the market. It is my intention to sell this property right here, right now. So it's well within your interest to get your bids in nice and early and then look to dictate the pace from there. So 42 Waterbury Street in Cranbourne, 3977, including the sale today are all fixed floor coverings, window furnishings, electric light fittings and all fixtures and fittings as you've inspected them. The planning and road access is covered by the Casey Planning Scheme. The responsible authority is, of course, our great friends at the Casey City Council, and the zoning here is General Residential Zone 1. For rates and outgoings, we have Casey Council at $2,259.51 per annum, South East Water at $74.37 per annum, and a quarterly drainage and service charges that accumulate to $148.82. Services available for connection are, of course, the usual suspects, namely electricity, gas, water, sewerage, and the telephone line. But, of course, the most important document of all, ladies and gents, is that one where you want your names on, which is, of course, the title, which states that we're on lot 1501 on plan of subdivision 549845 and on an approximate land size of 576 square metres. Any questions from anybody regarding any particulars of sale? All good? In which case, ladies and gentlemen, I'll take that as a green light to get this race underway for this tremendous ex-display home. 6 bedrooms plus study, walk-in robes everywhere, en suites, 3 genuine bathrooms plus powder room, 3 living areas including formal lounge theatre and a rumpus room upstairs, a decked outdoor entertaining area to boot, and ladies and gents, even the largest of families have got plenty of room to play. With the hostess kitchen and gas cooking, you've got a dual oven there, so for those of you that love to entertain, you are very much going to be the envy of all of your friends. Now, ladies and gents, I'll let you into a little secret as well. I actually live in this estate. So I can say with a great degree of authority that it is a bloody good estate to live in. I literally live 2 streets away, and I can tell you right here and now that it boasts absolutely everything that the family would require. You have the fabulous Spring Hill Shopping Centre just up the way, which caters for everything that you need, including doctors, pharmacies, coffee shops, and of course Coles. You've got a 24-hour gym behind there, and a state-of-the-art all-weather footy and cricket oval that is looked onto by a wonderful community centre. You have Carlisle Park Primary School. Ladies and gents, you've got early daycare centres as well. So if you do move into this estate and you have little ones, you can just simply drive past the daycare on your way home. Very, very easy estate to live in. And I can tell you right here and now, when your wife and when my wife can walk the dog in the evening by herself and feel completely safe, you know it's a good estate. So ladies and gents, I can absolutely vouch for it myself. Anyway, now it's time to introduce a new neighbour. Okay, I'm very much looking forward to shaking the hand of the person that I get to call neighbour. So now is the time for you guys to shine. Now is the time where I ask you what you are prepared to pay for this wonderful opportunity right here at 42 Waterbury Street in Cranbourne. Who would like to get me started for this incredible opportunity? Ladies and gents, let me remind you, I am not going to be saying that we are on the market because this race is going to be won today. It is a vacant property ready to move into. It's an ex-display, and with that ex-display comes all the features that you would hope for. This would cost an absolute fortune to build if you could find the block big enough to build it on. And believe me, that's a very tough task in the new estates nowadays. So bearing all that in mind, who would like to get me going for this property right here today? May I put a suggestion out there, ladies and gents, that an opening bid in the vicinity of in the mid-5s would probably be a sensible place to start. Who would like to get me going for 42 Waterbury Street? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, look, I understand that this is a high-pressure situation for you guys and you do not want to make the wrong move. However, I would highly recommend making the right move by taking control of this auction today. As a little sweetener, what we'll do for the first person that puts their hand up and gives me a reasonable opening bid, we will give them one of our hampers that will just act as a little gift as a thank you for getting the auction underway. Who would like to get me going and win themselves a little hamper as the first opening bid? 520, sir? Opening bid of 520. James, if you can give that man his hamper. 520 is the opening bid. Welcome to the bidding, sir, and we'll take that as the starting point. 520,000, looking for a $20,000 rise from here. At 520,000 is the bid with the gentleman in the middle. At $520,000, take a 20 from here. At $520,000, it's extremely cheap buying, ladies and gents. A block of this size would probably cost you almost around about the 300 grand mark. That's just for the land. At $520,000, that opening bid with this gentleman right here. We'll look at a $20,000 rise. 540 will get you front and centre. 540, welcome sir, at 540,000 against you sir at 540. 540,000 is the bid I have right here. We'll still look at $20,000 rises. 540 for this gentleman right here, and he's taking the initiative. Sir, against you at 540. Come back at me with 560, and you're back in the driver's seat. At $540,000 though, with this gentleman right here, he sees value at that money as well. $540,000, ladies and gentlemen, single story 3 and 4 bedroom homes in this area are selling in that late $400,000 to early $500,000. This is a damn sight bigger than half of those. Ladies and gents, at $540,000, this is extremely cheap buying. At $540,000 though, ladies and gents, I'll call you for the first time. Now is not the time to hesitate, now is the time to act, ladies and gents. $540,000, I will call it for the second time. 560, welcome back in sir, at $560,000, gentleman in the middle, against you sir, 580. Still cheap buying at 580, I would suggest. That $560,000 gentleman in the middle has got the lead so far. At $560,000 is the bid in the middle. $560,000, extremely cheap buying. To build this property, ladies and gents, would cost you north of $350,000, almost bordering on $400,000 just to build it, with all the bathrooms that are included in here and all the extra fixtures and fittings. At $560,000 was the gentleman right here. Come back and hit me any time you like there, sir, at $580,000. $560,000. No, we're still in $20,000 increments, sir. At $560,000, this gentleman has the lead right now. If you give me 10 and I'll think about it. $560,000 is the bid right now. $570,000 will get you back in front, maybe. $560,000, ladies and gentlemen. Extremely cheap buying at $560,000. I'll call it for the first time. $560,000, ladies and gentlemen. For the second time. Fabulous X-Display built by Porter Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were to try and find this sort of specification anywhere else, in 3977 you'll be looking north of $650, I can guarantee you that. At $560,000, this gentleman sees some extremely smart buying. At $560,000, even the guys from driving past are wanting to make a bid at $560,000. It's that cheap. $560,000 for the third time, ladies and gentlemen. $570,000. $570,000, welcome in, sir. At $570,000. $580,000, welcome, sir. Thank you, I nearly sold you short. At $580,000, new bidder in the middle. At $580,000, still looking for a $10,000 or $20,000 rise from here. At $580,000, we have fresh bidding against you now, sir. At $580,000, $580,000, and we are still looking extremely cheap, I can guarantee you that. I need to be saying that because my house is just down the road, so I need to make sure that this one goes well. At $580,000, vested interest at $580,000 in the middle here. At $580,000, ladies and gentlemen, we'll look at a $10,000 or $20,000 rise at this point in time. At $580,000, we'll call it for the first time. $590,000 will get you back in front, sir. But at $580,000, I'll call it for the second time. Guys, do not be shy, because you do not want to let this one pass you by. At $580,000, I'll call it for the third time. I have no intention to say that we're on the market, ladies and gents. I want to get this one sold today at $580,000 with this gentleman right here. $590,000 will get you back in the driver's seat. $580,000, ladies and gentlemen, for a property that will cost you north of $650 to build. Do the math. $580,000. Are we all quiet at this stage? $590,000 will get you back in, sir. You're thinking about it. I would go for it if I were you. $585,000. Take me to $590,000, sir. Give yourself a strong position. Yeah, $590,000. $585,000. Take me to $590,000, sir. Prove me right. $590,000. Told you. $590,000. Smart bidding would be $600,000 from here. Trust me. Smart bidding would be $600,000. $590,000 is against you now, sir. At $590,000. I understand that what you're trying to do is get yourself the best possible property for the best possible price. And I completely agree with you there. But you've got to play smart. $590,000 is against you, sir. $590,000 and we're restarting the count. At $590,000, surely someone's going to come over the top at $6,000. $590,000 is the bid in the middle. At $590,000 is the bid I have with this gentleman right here. $590,000, I will call it for the first time. I suspect we're going to get some bids over here in a second. I'm feeling confident, I reckon. $590,000, I will call it for the second time. $590,000, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let it walk away for $590,000. I'll call it for the third time. Guys, feel free to come and make a bid. $590,000 is the bid I have for this Porter Davis X Display 6-bedroom plus study property. At $590,000 there, ladies and gentlemen. Are we all done for now? Not yet, but for now. They are coming. Told you even the guys driving past want to come and make a bid, guys. It's that good buying. No worries. At $590,000, ladies and gentlemen, if you could give me 2 minutes, at the minute this gentleman in the middle has the lead. At $590,000, ladies and gentlemen, I will just refer the bid to my vendor. Bear with me 2 minutes. I will be back with you very, very shortly. Back with you in a second.